All right, so hello YouTube. I'm going to go over how to test your animations or what I do testing animations in Unity for my VRChat avatars. So there's a few different ways to do that, and we're going to go through it right now. So let's go over kind of the standard way with the emulator. So this is what VRChat recommends. If you do not have the emulator, or you do not know if your project is set up correctly, you want to download the VRChat Creator Companion app right here. Just Google search VRChat Creator Companion. Here, this will give you the right spot. Um, and yeah, you can download it somewhere. I think it's on their website, the vrchat.com. Anyway, it shouldn't be that difficult to find. I'm not going to go through that process now. But once you have it, you can open up your project that you already have before or make a new project, but this will make sure you have the correct versions. Most importantly, when you manage your project, you can get access to these features, specifically the gesture manager and the avatar remanager. In fact, let's go ahead and just update that one right now. These two, let's just update everything. Um, These two are what allow us to test our avatar. Oh, this should have the new FizzBones. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, Cholo. I watching on YouTube, um, so I'll probably be talking to chat every now and then. Um, yeah. All right. So updated the packages, and now we can test. So we're going to drop in. When you go to Tools up top in this drop down, you have the Gesture Manager. So I'll add that. And we have the Avatar 3 emulator. You need both. You need both in your scene. Just going to put them together. But you want both. Now, the one thing that tricked me a lot of times with getting this set up, let's look at both of them. But Gesture Manager, it says, I'm useless if you're in play mode. So we can ignore that until we're in play mode. The Avatar 3 emulator, what threw me off frequently was this setting here. So the most important thing to keep in mind is the default animator to debug, or your current animator you are debugging, which is determined by your avatar descriptor. So if you have custom layers, I do, FX and action layer, you have to tell it that you are debugging that FX or animation layer, whichever one you want, but it should pull that data from your avatar descriptor. So you want to get that set up first. Okay, and now that I've done that, I can hit play. No, or not. All right, let's hit play again. Oh, annoying. Good. Then we go back to CC. Installed version. Let's get out of the beta. Should have left those ones alone. Recording segment. Also, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all having a good start to your Tuesday. Wednesday. Oh, it's in the gesture manager. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Right. All right. There we go. Hopefully. But now, um, got the gesture manager working. I don't know what that error was. I backed up my gesture manager to this version. Hopefully that fixes it. Let's give a check. Yes, play mode. All right. But now that we've done that, and again, it's most the Pix v2 has this expressions list, which is the default, the parameters that I've made. So we can do it to turn off toggle things, which is cool. And this is a little different, but basically just turning the gun on and off. Hoodie, laser for the gun. Boom. Nice. So we got all these different things we can toggle, which all look quite good. So that's the main way to test. You also have your gesture manager, which notice that it's grabbing the mirror reflection. The mirror reflection is what is created by the gesture, by the Avatar 3.0 emulator. That's very, very key. Without that, I've had never gotten the gesture manager to work. So, and then you can do the same thing. You got this is basically what you would see in VR chat. And that should affect it. We're all learning new stuff today. Debug, tools, manager. All right, so that's useless. Just focus on this one. And then, oh no, here it is. Okay, gotcha. So I have the gesture manager here, but on my character, this is the gesture manager menu as well. Fascinating. And that's what's allowing us to toggle. Okay, that seems redundant. All right, but it is the gesture manager of 3 menu. So these in conjunction create this little menu option in runtime and allow you to toggle things. But so that's one way. I don't really like that method because, as you can see, it's kind of confusing. You're relying on some scripts. So the next method I'm going to go over is just how to test manually with Unity, no extra scripting or anything like that. You just take your animator that you want to test, which is right here, this Pix V2 FX layer. That's what my FX layer is. If I go to my avatar descriptor, you can see that this is the one I'm using here. So I'm going to take that and you can just drag it to your top character, which places it in this animator. Or I could just drag it to the animator. Or lastly, I could even search it and add it there. So basically, in your topmost object in the animator, you want your FX layer. And then you can play mode. And instead of going through the menu, the fake VR chat menu, you can just toggle these directly. Boom, boom, boom. And you can tell you're in this mode because he does this weird floating position. So he does move, or your avatar will move. Yeah, this allows you to test all the different things. And there's a lot in this character, but for now we're just go over the basics. I think I can turn on the mantis blade this way, which looks dope. Then, yeah, just a lot of different fun things. But that's the manual way. The most important thing to remember when testing this way is this will show that your animator is working. But with VR chat, that's two steps. There's making your animator, making the logic, hooking up all the animations. And there's letting VR chat have access to those animations. So those are two separate things. What does that mean? So now that I know my FX layer is working, all my animations are working, you still have to go and create your menus for your VR chat avatar. So that means creating this list of parameters that you want to have access to in VR chat, and they should match your list here. So, and then you tell it what type of toggle, what type of value it is. So pix2 hoodie right here, pix2 hoodie is a Boolean value. I want the default to be on, to be saved, and I want it to be synced with other players. These are all things that you need to set up. Whatever you want to have control over in your menu needs to be in here. And then additionally, once you've added the parameters, you need to create your expression menu, which then gives you the ability to toggle it. So the first is the list of things you want to toggle from your animator. And the second is the actual button that you're creating to touch in VR chat through your quick menu. You can make other ways to do it, but basically just your quick menu. So we have the lay down option and then your mask toggle, and you tell it, oh, mostly for Boolean values, you want it to be a toggle. That way it turns on and off, and it stays on or off depending on what you set it to. And there's a few options, buttons. You can add another menu. You have these little puppets you can add. Anyway, you get the picture. But these are all the different things that you can play with in VR chat. But that's kind of how your basic rundown for animations. Hopefully that wasn't too quick. Feel free to add any questions or comments down below in the YouTube video. This is a rough video. I'll probably redo this at some point later with a more professional kind of approach and cut out all the junk. But like the